Hello and welcome to another episode of Hessy and Maven. I'm Justin.
I'm Raven.
And it's that time again. We're going to be talking about Pokémon. This week we're talking about normal and poison types, and we're going to rank our top 5 of each.
We're almost done. There's only 2 episodes left after this.
Yeah, this is the third to the last.
Mm-hmm.
I believe is how you say that. And then next episode will be the penultimate.
Psychic and rock.
Like that word. Mm-hmm. And then after that, steel and water.
Mm-hmm. So,
before we get into our top 5 normal and poison Pokemon, is there anything you wanted to... Just the normal beginnings of an episode? Housekeeping?
There's a lot of bird action happening this morning.
A lot of birds. A lot of birds are out. We had like a solid almost week of rain, it felt like.
Yeah.
There's so much. And then there was like 4 days of no rain.
And lots of pollen.
Pollen just built up like absolutely fucking madness.
Yeah, and this eternal sickness that I have, I don't know if it's cold or allergies. I normally am not bothered by allergies. Mm-hmm. I don't know if this boost of pollen is somehow different and is just ruining my life every single day.
You also could gain an allergy later in life.
I know.
Because growing up, I never had allergies. I could rub pollen on my eyeballs and be totally fine.
Yeah, that's how I felt my whole life.
I went to college. Mm-hmm. Game fucking over. I remember like struggling to breathe. Mm-hmm. I would rub my eyes because I wasn't used to having allergies that I didn't like know what is probably very basic information to allergy people. Mm-hmm. I was like rubbing my eyes so much that like it started to like rub raw. Like I just started to like, it was the worst. I was like, my nose was so dry on the inside that like I was getting like nosebleeds. Like it was fucking terrible.
Yeah, like I wake up every single day and like feel like I can breathe, but it's like if I breathe in more than just like
excuse me,
like sorry folks, Olive and Jessica are interacting.
Yeah, it's a crapshoot.
Like if I breathe in more than just a regular breathe, like if I try to do a deep inhale, it's like my lungs go from like regular to like nope, and then I have a coughing fit. So I like need an inhaler that I'm like depending on, and I'm taking lots of Sudafed, and just struggle busing every single day. I am in 9 days I am going to Australia.
Oh my gosh.
A trip I booked in a manic 2 a.m. episode.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. And I am very excited.
Yeah.
It hasn't fully sunk in yet. But should be good.
Yeah.
If I don't see a member of the Irwin family, I will descend into full psychosis.
Yeah.
Oh no. So my happiness is truly depending on them.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Irwins.
Yeah.
It's the Irwins. Of course you want to see them.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll talk more about it. We're thinking about maybe doing an episode where we talk about pre-trip, like the things you're most excited for, and maybe ranking those, and then I'll just rank something else that I'm looking forward to, because I'm not going to Australia. Not because I dislike Australia or anything. I mean, the bugs freak me out. But
people keep saying that to me.
Well,
they're like, it rains spiders there, and I'm like, if that happens to me, then it happens.
Yeah. But I one time saw, oh God, what's her name? Who played Harley Quinn?
Oh.
Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
She was on Graham Norton's show, and they were talking about like weird idioms and like phrases that people say in other countries and stuff.
Fuck a spider. Is that where you're leaning towards?
She said, well, we're not here to fuck spiders.
Yeah.
And it kind of means like, we're not here to fuck about. Like,
yeah.
we're here to do business or whatever. Like, we're here to get down to business. We're not here to fuck spiders. And
yeah.
like, that's the idea.
They talk about it on that podcast I love with Tony and...
Oh, yes.
Whatever his name is. I'm so sorry I can't think of his name. But they had an American lady on, and she asked about that, and they explained it to her.
Yeah.
Like, if you go to a bar, and, like, you get there, and someone's like, well, do you want a beer? And they'll be like, well, I'm not here to fuck spiders.
I know.
Like,
yeah,
that's what really I came here for.
And then the girl from Sweden said that there was a saying of, like, look at you, you just waltzed in here, or you just slid in here on a shrimp sandwich.
Oh my God.
And it's like, shrimp sandwiches are supposed to be like this idea. Shrimp is very expensive there, and it's like this idea of like opulence. So it's like, it's like ivory tower.
Yeah.
Like, look at you in your ivory tower. It's the same thing of like,
that's so funny.
look at you sliding in here on a shrimp sandwich. I love stuff like that.
There's a lady who comes to the pharmacy. I won't say her whole name, but her first name is Mavis. And
Beacon.
Mavis Beacon.
She teaches us to type.
And she slides into the pharmacy on a shrimp sandwich.
I bet Mavis does.
Olive. We're doing nice.
Sorry, we have all the animals in one small room.
Yeah, it's
a decently sized room, to be fair. Oh, coughing fit. Please hold for coughing fit. Bear with us.
Should have brought a drink up here. That was a huge mistake.
Samesies.
She slides into the pharmacy on a shrimp sandwich.
I bet she does.
All the time. Her prescription prices are constantly like $300, $500, like all the time. And I tell her the copay, and she's just like, yeah, put it on the card. Like, not sandwich. Completely unfazed. And I'm always like, all right, Mavis.
Yeah.
Like,
I wish I was on a shrimp sandwich.
Yeah.
Gosh. Okay.
I literally can't.
So here's what I wanted to talk about briefly. So I think it was the last episode. It could have been the one before that, but we had mentioned this this question that was posed on TikTok, and we, sent it along our way via the podcast. Even though we felt pretty confident that there was really only one answer. And that question was lemons or limes.
If you had to get rid of one from the world permanently.
Yeah.
And everything that goes along with it. Like, which one would you get rid of?
I mean, you could substitute other fruit, but yes.
Yeah.
Like, if you got rid of limes, there's no key lime pie.
Right.
You could try and do a key lemon pie, I guess, or whatever. But anyway, so we were pretty confident that everyone would choose to get rid of limes and keep lemons, and we felt really good about that, just in terms of, like, surely no one is going to get rid of lemons over limes. Well, my friend Andrew has come in strong, and he is pro-lime all the way.
Yeah, he messaged us this morning in all caps.
Yeah, saying that he thinks limes are better than lemons, and he then texted me and was like, I have a list.
Of reasons?
Yeah, and I was like, okay, lay it on me. He said, and this is like texts back and forth, so they're not like this most super like listed out or anything. This isn't like a essay. He said one thing on the lemon list is lemonade. He said everything else is a recipe that can be replaced by oranges. Now
oranges.
Yeah, and I haven't had time to like go back and forth with him on this and like push him a little bit.
Okay. Jesus.
Olive is a fucking tornado. So everything else is a recipe that can be replaced by oranges. I would like to politely disagree, Andrew, and I'll tell you why. There are a couple savory dishes that have lemon in it, and I just like lemon and Parmesan go together. I cannot. I'm not saying it wouldn't work. Because I don't think anyone's done it, except for like Good Mythical Morning when they make their fucking like Willet Carbonara,
Yeah,
or something. I'm pretty sure that they've done like an orange chicken, like from Panda Express, kind of like, or like any kind of like Chinese food takeout place. They've done like an orange chicken version of like chicken parm.
Okay.
And I don't even think that has lemon in it. That was probably not a good example. But it's orange chicken, and it just, I mean, they said it slapped. They said
Don't
it
you
was
squeeze
really good.
lemon on like shrimp cocktail or something?
You can.
I feel like if you squeezed orange, it would.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, lemon, yeah, it's very big on fish and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you could also squeeze lime on fish because of like fish tacos and stuff. So it's very interesting. Everything else is a recipe that can be replaced by oranges. In most sweet capacities, I would agree.
Yeah.
But then also, like, there's some flavors that I don't think would really go together as well. And I'm nitpicking now. So, like, for example, blueberry and lemon together is like a pretty popular combo. And orange blueberry, no thank you. There's no fucking way that's good. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you would see it more often. Like, there's no way that that's good.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd try it, but...
Yeah, I would try it too, but orange is meant for cranberry and lemon is meant for blueberry. Anyway, and then he said, nothing on the lime list can be replaced. Which, again, I just responded, bold.
Bold.
Because I think that's pretty bold. He gives a list of a couple things. Ceviche, number one, right off the bat. Your first one is ceviche. People make ceviche with with lemon all the time. It's entirely possible. They're both incredibly acidic citrus that will cook the fish. You can definitely do a ceviche without lime. I'm not saying it will be as good, but you certainly could do it.
Yeah.
He said tacos. Yeah, squeezing lime on a taco would be a little weird.
Lemon.
Oh, excuse me. I'm going to fuck this up.
Yeah,
now
you are.
I'm realizing, yeah, big time. Then he said Sprite, which is, again, bold because it's lemon lime. So you get rid of one of them, it's not Sprite anymore.
Yeah. Also, I had a Squirt for the first time
Squirt
recently.
is good. Yeah.
I think it was very good. I could easily replace a lemon lime soda for me if I needed it to.
And what flavors?
Grapefruit.
Just Squirt by itself is grapefruit?
Squirt by itself is grapefruit soda. Like plain Squirt, it says grapefruit soda on the bottle.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
so
Fresca
if I
kind
needed a citrus soda and I didn't have lemons, I'll just have a
That's
Squirt.
crazy because my favorite flavor of Squirt, and I've only found this in Wisconsin and like in the Midwest, is ruby red Squirt.
Oh. Haven't had that.
And I know that there's ruby red grapefruit.
Okay.
So maybe it's just a different kind of grapefruit.
Maybe.
Interesting. Okay. He then goes on to list some, I've got to be honest, Andrew, weak arguments. Because then he lists Fruit Loops and Skittles.
Skittles I hate. Like, don't even get me started.
You don't even like Skittles to begin with.
I hate them.
That's just one flavor in the whole bag, man.
Yeah.
You don't have to replace them.
No one would know if you took lemon away.
If you get rid of lemon or lime from either of those products, I don't think, especially Fruit Loops. Do the Fruit Loops taste different each color?
I don't know.
Wow, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Fruit Loops isn't even that good of a cereal, guys. Come on, be better.
No.
There's no way. Who eats Fruit Loops? I'm sorry.
I like Fruit Loop cereal bars, which are probably the worst thing you could ever put in your body. But I do like them.
His final option is Pad Thai. I totally agree with you there. Pad Thai, you really need lime for. There's a lot of like Asian cuisines that lime is significantly more important than lemons.
Yeah.
And then a lot of, I'm going to use a very broad term of like Spanish food. Mexico, Central America, South America, that probably would use limes in greater quantities than lemons. And so, yeah, I was like, okay, some of these are good points. Some of these I'm finding a little interesting. I would love to have an actual debate. That'd be really funny. And then he just randomly goes, lemon heads, give me a break. And I agree with you there. Lemon heads are trash. They're fucking garbage candy.
Yeah, I don't like
Make
lemon
no
heads.
sense. He said he would be heartbroken if he didn't have limes. If he didn't have lemons, he'd live.
Wow.
Interesting. And then it just, in all caps, his final note. Margaritas? Fair.
You need limes?
You can't have margaritas without lime. Yeah.
Oh. I don't like margaritas.
Lime
Controversial
is
take.
significantly more common in my experience at least, is more common in the fuck's it called? Cocktails. Than lemon is.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot more common.
I'll have a lemon drop martini any day.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have one, not any day, but some days I'll have a thing like that. But there's a drink called the Kamikaze that has lime.
It's so funny that you can't say the right fruit.
They're so similar. They both have L's and M's, and it's fucking me up.
Yeah, I don't like margaritas. I think tequila tastes like candles. At bowling recently, went bowling, and it was a bowling alley with cocktails, and
Adult bowling.
Josh got a tequila sunrise.
Oh, tequila
and
sunrises
I
are good.
tasted it and immediately was like,
yeah, if you don't like tequila drinks, I mean, notoriously known for tasting of tequila. And I'm not saying that like in an asshole way. Like,
it's
tequila
too
punches
perfumey.
through.
Yeah.
It punches through as far like, whereas like you can have vodka drinks where you don't taste the vodka, and then some where you do. But
even when a vodka drink is strong, in my head, like,
vodka has no flavor.
Yeah, there's no flavor it's just a bite. It's just the flavor of the drink with like a bite. But when I taste tequila, like, I taste the candles. I taste the perfume. I taste the like Hannah Gadsby says. Blah. She did that a lot in her new special, and I thought it was funny every time.
Yes, Hannah Gadsby has a new special on Netflix. We cannot support her enough. She's a very beautiful Australian lesbian who deserves the world. She's great. Jojo, I swear to goodness, you do not bark back at that dog. Jojo. She's thinking about it. Joe, no.
We need to invest in a dog sitter for whenever we record, because
it is insane. Yeah. Okay, let's get into our Pokemon lists before we get too off track.
Okay.
Let's start with normal. Do you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay. Number 5, top 5 normal Pokemon, normal type. Yep. And I gotta be honest, when I first started playing Pokemon and normal type was a thing, I felt like it was lame as shit. And
I still feel like it's a little lame.
In some ways I still do feel like it's a little lame.
But I do love these Pokemon.
I like that it's only weak to fighting, so it doesn't have very many weaknesses, which is good. But it's also not strong against anything in terms of like a normal attack. Like if you use Slash against a Pokemon, it's not going to do any extra damage.
Yeah.
But then normal types have the advantages of also like they can learn moves of so many different types.
Yeah.
You could teach a fucking Kangaskhan flamethrower.
Yeah.
I don't know if you literally can, but you know, as an example. But yeah. Okay. Number 5, normal type. Go.
Indeedee.
I cannot believe you picked that Pokemon.
It's so cute. You don't think it's cute?
I actively dislike it.
I think it's so cute. The girl version is cuter. The boy version has mean face.
Mean face. Josie, enough, please. Jojo, come here. Jojo, come here. Jojo, come here.
Pause
Jojo, come here.
for scolding.
Jojo, come. Chill out, babe. Chill out, babe.
Josie has no chill. Okay. Indeedee is a little Pokemon that, excuse me, according to this Bulbapedia article, is meant to look like a maid or a butler. The Indeedees willingly serve their trainers and other Pokemon as they derive energy from feelings of gratitude. It's known as the emotion Pokemon. They sense emotions by touching their horns to determine others' needs and serve them better. Males are skilled at being valets, while females are supposed to be excellent babysitters. Indeedee is always bustling around, searching and serving those with happy feelings. Indeedee never leaves its trainer's side. It uses its psychic power to predict their trainer's actions and take care of everyday needs. My favorite fact, Indeedee dislikes conflict and will throw things at anyone who disturbs its territory using its psychic powers. I love that.
Yeah.
It's just, I just think it's so stinking cute. Like, it's this little, like, that, with horns.
Raven just did, like, the equivalent of not necessarily an hourglass figure, but more of, like, the number 8
Bulb,
figure.
Neck, hips, tiny toe beans.
Yeah, little toe beans.
And it just is adorable, and it just wants to do everything for you and make you happy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's cute.
Indeedee.
I picked it strictly on cute vibes.
Yeah.
Indeedee is a funny name.
It is.
I don't really know why it's called that. But
beats me.
I love it. That's my number 5.
Very good.
Yeah.
I mean, good for you, because
thank you. You hate it?
Don't love this Pokemon. No.
Yeah, I love it.
I don't love them.
What's your number 5?
All right. My number 5 is, and this is how I pronounce it, although I imagine it's not necessarily pronounced this way, but I like to go extra Italian with the pronunciation of this name, and I call this Cinccino.
Ah, yes.
It could be Cinccino or Kincino. I know C's make a bunch of noises.
Is it C-I-N?
Yeah. C-I-N-C-C-I-N-O.
Yes. It is beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
The scarf Pokemon?
The Japanese name translated to English is Chilicino, which I love. It is, yes, the scarf Pokemon. It's just a little furry gray chinchilla Pokemon with big ol' ears and these like amazing tufts of hair and stuff like that. Large, long fluffs on its head that wrap around its back. Uses its long fur as a scarf.
So cute.
Yeah, I just love it so much. It's so cute. It's a lot of fun. I just love how cute it is. Honestly, it's so cute.
It is very cute.
I like saying the name in an Italian accent, just being like, my Cincino, cappuccino. And like, I'm a big fan. And then, I have one in, I think Sword and Shield. I have a Cinccino, and I fucking love it. And I taught it like really intense badass moves, like it knows like Thunderbolt and stuff. Mm-hmm. And being a little mouse Pokemon, it's pretty fast, but it's not necessarily like the strongest Pokemon. But that's not really why I picked it. I just fucking love him, or her, or them. I love little Cinccino. So cute.
According to Bulbapedia, Cinccino made its main series debut under the ownership of a trainer named Horatio.
Oh, Horatio. Mm-hmm. The Cinccino.
It participated in the Pokemon World Tournament Junior Cup and lost to a Stunfisk who used Sludge Bomb.
Stunfisk, you bastard.
In crowning the Scalchop King, Ash's Oshawott fell in love with a Cinccino after getting over another Oshawott named Osharina.
There you go.
Little fun fact
there.
Mm-hmm. Cinccino is very cute.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Super cute.
Very good choice.
Thank you. I like the first one too. Minccino. Mm-hmm. Is also super stinking cute. Yeah. When I first caught this Pokemon, I had never seen it before in my life because Sword and Shield was like the first Pokemon game that I had played in forever. And I just remember being like, I caught him in Chino and was like, okay, this is the cutest fucking little Pokemon ever. I love it so much. And then when it evolved, I was like, what? It evolves? Because now I'm just like, sometimes I'm used to things not evolving. And I'm like,
yeah. Indeedee doesn't evolve.
I know. And they're super gendered, which just is one of those Pokemon things that, like, I understand in the animal kingdom, like, blah, 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 I get it. But, like, fucking sometimes it just makes me sad. Olive, chill. Jessica, chill. Staring contests.
Okay.
That was my number 5.
Very good.
No. What is your number? I don't
4.
know how to say number 4 in Italian. I wish I knew Italian. It's such a pretty language.
Numero ocho.
That's 8 in Spanish. That's number 8 in Spanish, so double wrong.
Numero cuatro.
There you go. Also Spanish, but...
Yeah, that's fine. At least I got the right number. Toucanon.
Oh, wow.
Yes, Toucanon is the first Alolan Pokemon that I caught in Pokemon Ultramoon. That I hadn't ever seen in any other game.
Yeah.
Like, every other Pokemon I have in that game right now has appeared in the other games. Toucanon is the final evolved form of Pikipek. It is the canon Pokemon. In its Japanese English translation is Dodekabashi. It's so cute. It just looks like a plain toucan, like a real life toucan. There's nothing like spiritual, not spiritual.
There's nothing religious about this Pokemon, guys.
I can't think of any right word.
It wears a gold chain and a cross. It has dangling cross earrings like Dad. Fucking hilarious. Oh my god. There's nothing spiritual going on, guys. It actually hates crystals. It doesn't even know what its rising moon is.
What I meant by that was, like, there's nothing fantasy about it. Like, it's not
it just
like
straight
a made
up
up.
looks like a fucking toucan.
It just straight up.
Speaking
oh my god.
Loops.
It just straight up looks like a toucan.
That's so funny.
In order to communicate, toucans strike each other with their beaks. The number and strength of the hits reflect how it is feeling. Could you imagine if that's how we communicated?
By hitting each other?
Yeah, and the strength and number of times I hit you was how I was feeling.
What do you think you would have to be feeling for you to hit me the hardest? Probably anger, right?
Yeah,
like
anger specifically aimed towards your tone. Because that's when I'm the most angry at you.
When my tone is inappropriate?
When your tone is mean.
When would my tone ever be mean? That doesn't sound like me, Raven.
Toucanon is well known for forming loving couples, which makes it a common good luck charm at weddings.
Aw.
Which I think is so cute.
It's fun to have a toucan at your your wedding.
Yeah, it's just so cute. It's so strong. It's my strongest Pokemon that I have in Ultramoon right now. And oh my god. Olive's tail is wagging, so I know she's not mad. Olive?
I know. It's more like playful and curious than anything else. It's just like...
Yeah.
The only worry is that
Jessica's so small and Olive is so
genuinely,
big.
Olive thinks that she could, like, play around with anybody.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm a dainty little princess. What do you mean? I'm petite.
Yeah.
And you're like, Olive, my love.
You're 100 pounds and you're...
Of muscle.
Your jaw is...
You're just not.
Yeah. So that's my number 4. Toucanon.
That's
Love
a good
her.
One. Toucanon is a good one. Okay. All right. My number 4 is, I think, a bold choice. I think it's the right choice. I think that it could be argued that it should be ranked a little bit higher because of its potential.
Okay.
I put it here because it's stinking adorable. It's a classic since Gen 1. It has been featured in almost, and I don't know this to be a fact, but almost every single Pokemon game in existence.
Okay.
And it has only been getting better. And that is Eevee.
Ah, okay.
Normal type Pokemon, little Eevee. So cute. Kind of like this mix between a cat and a dog. Yeah, because like some of the evolutions I'm straight up like, that's a dog.
Yeah.
And then some of them I'm like, that could be a cat.
Yeah.
So it's a little confusing. But anyway, Eevee is great. I think Eevee is so much fun and cute. And
Eevee is so cute. Eevee is like one of those Pokemon that like you could picture just like cuddling or sitting on your lap, and it's so cute. Here's the thing though. If I had an Eevee, I would never stop thinking about it evolving until it evolved. Like, I don't think I could be one of those trainers that's like, nope, it's just an Eevee. If it doesn't evolve, it doesn't evolve. It is what it is. I would just be staring at it all the time.
Like,
just like,
you know, I'd love you more.
Yeah, just
waiting, so that we're clear, this love is conditional.
Waiting for it to evolve.
That's so funny. No, I get that. I would definitely want my Eevee to eventually evolve.
Because I'd just be desperate to know what it was going to be.
Yeah. And I would want the Eevee to tell me what it wants to be.
Yes.
Because I'd kind of be down for it to be whatever.
Yes.
Unless I was like a hardcore Pokemon master trainer.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need a strong water Pokemon. You must be a Vaporeon.
Yeah.
Or something. But like, for the most part, yeah, I wouldn't really care.
Yeah.
My luck, it would become like, I don't know.
Something you already had.
Yeah. Be like, oh, I have 2 Jolteons. That's
yep.
fine. Which I wouldn't. It is what it is. But because when you're playing the video game, the idea of having multiples of one type of Pokemon is always like, what the fuck? Why would I do that? What am I, a bug catcher? I have 6 Metapods? No thanks. But in real life, I suppose, like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
You know? Like somebody who has 2 types of one dog, it's like, that's kind of normal.
It is normal,
2
yeah.
border collies or something, it's like, that's not that big of a deal. 2 labs?
Yeah.
You're like, why don't you get something different? It's like, I really like labs.
Oh.
There's Josie being a dickhead. I swear, our animals are the worst.
Yeah.
Not
because when we stop
because
recording,
so much worse.
There'll probably be silence.
I know.
Because we're not recording.
And it's because the chairs we're sitting in are chairs that they can't get into. They are such little. It's water. It's fine. They're such fucking like drama queens when it comes to attention. That's what annoys me the most. Is like when I'm home alone, I have to sit on, if I'm in the living room, I have to sit on one of the bigger couches in order for Olive to not be constantly pacing, clacking everywhere, whining, crying, staring at me, because she has to sit on the same couch as me.
Yes. And
it's like, I don't want to sit on that couch, dude. Like, and it sounds silly to like be like, oh, who cares what couch you sit on? It just has to do with like where the TV's placed. So then I have to like crane my neck.
No, I know
that. Or I have to like lay on the couch, and it's like, well, it's 11 a.m. I don't want to lay on the couch.
I know this feeling very well. When it was just me and Olive living alone, my living room had like a couch. It had, for a while, it had a 3-seat couch and a love seat. Got rid of the love seat, so it had a 3-seat couch, and then all I wanted was like a big chair, like a cozy chair that had like arms, and I would put an ottoman, and then I would just sit with my feet up in the single chair.
Yep.
With the TV on or reading or whatever I was doing. But anytime I sat in the chair, she would just sit at my feet and scream.
Yeah.
And by scream, I mean whine, cry, pace. Yeah.
It's just like, Jesus.
And she would just flip out, so I never sat in the chair. It just gathered dust.
Yeah.
The whole time. And it's a reason I don't sit at my desk as often as I would like.
Nope.
Because I sit at my desk and she screams. Yeah, I know. I relate to that feeling very well.
It literally kills me. Yeah. I cannot stand that as a trait.
I know.
That actually speaks to my deeper core when it comes to like codependency versus some independence and stuff like that. Like I need independence in everyone around me. I cannot. I'm the least,
including animals.
I'm the least codependent person I know when it comes to stuff like that, like relationships or things, whether it's friends or romantic relationships. Like I just cannot fucking like. Do not, and I'm so sorry, I'm not trying to be a dick. Do not expect me to text you every minute of every fucking day. Like that to me is unrealistic and just crazy, and I just cannot do it. I'll text you good morning and good night. I'll like text you through the day, of course. Yeah. Or you know, call you or whatever, and like keep you in the loop and all these different things. Like I have different love languages, and that's fine. But when it becomes like like when I see couples who are like a single unit. Yeah. When it's like, oh, you're not Brad and Angelina, you're Brangelina.
You're Brangelina.
Like, this is it, and you guys, if I invite one out, I have to assume the other one's coming, and that, I dislike that. To each their own. That couple can do whatever the fuck they want. It's their relationship. By all means, you do what you want to do. From the outside, I detest it. I'm like, that's crazy to me. I understand that sometimes in a committed relationship, you sort of expect to lose a little bit of your identity in a way, because you're gaining this new identity of you're not just Justin, you're also X's, X as in like a variable, X's partner, and I get that, and I'm fine with that to a degree. Like,
I totally get that.
In Ted Lasso, it comes up in season 3. I think it's season 3, or season 2, maybe towards the end. But there's an episode where Roy and Keely, who are so cute and perfect for each other, there gets to be an episode where you can tell Keely is starting to get a little frustrated just at the fact that Roy is always there. If you're watching the YouTube, Olive farted. That's why Raven looks like a ninja right now. But they're so perfect together. But Roy is always with her and stuff like that. So like, there's a scene where she's like in the living room by herself for a moment, and she's just watching like Sex and the City, and Roy's like comes downstairs like, "Oh, what you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm just watching my show." And he goes, "Oh, all right, I'll read." And he goes over and he like sits down kind of like with his back to the bottom part of the couch, like he's sitting on the floor, and he's reading Da Vinci Code. And she's trying to watch her show, and just every few seconds, he's just going, "No, why? You have got to be kidding me."
That would annoy me.
And then he'll just kind of like be like, "Babe, this guy is doing this thing." And she pauses the show and has like, because she bottled it up for too long, she explodes. Yeah. And she's like, "You need to just leave me the fuck alone," which sounds bad, of course. Yeah. And then he gets butthurt about it. Eventually he figures it out and he apologizes to her and he like fixes the situation. Where he's like, "You're not going to see me for 3 hours on this day per week or whatever because you need your alone time." And it was just like a very real a real thing. I appreciate this show so fucking much.
I know.
Ted Lasso, everybody. Apple TV has a 3-month trial period. Please abuse the shit out of that. Everyone should be doing a free it's 3 months. They do not have enough content on there to even last 3 months. It is bananas. They don't have enough shows. You download it, free trial, watch Ted Lasso, watch Severance, and then delete that shit, and you're fucking fine.
There you go.
And then come up with you would need a new Apple ID, but once you did that, use your friends or something. You can get another 3-month trial later when they come out with the next season of Ted Lasso or whatever. They need to do a season 2 of Severance. Okay, I'm talking about TV too much. My number, 4 is Evie. Go. What is your number 3?
My number 3 is whatever can defeat Olive in battle. My number 3 is Blissey.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I love Blissey so much. I love every form of Blissey. I love Happiny. I love Chansey. I love Blissey. She's so cute. She's like got little angel wings and like a little angel tutu.
Mm-hmm.
And she's known as the happiness Pokemon, which is just adorable.
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
A small pink pouch on her belly holds a single egg, which brings feelings of happiness and makes a person pleasant and caring if ingested.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know people could eat the egg.
I guess so. The egg can cause a person to start acting kindly to others and calm down even the most ferocious Pokemon. Eating a Blissey egg is said to bring good fortune to those who have consumed it. Blissey's egg fetches the highest price at markets.
Wow.
Blissey can use its fluffy fur to sense sadness and will rush to anyone feeling sad or ill and attempt to nurse them back to health. Blissey is said to be overflowing with love. Blissey is a female-only species with no male counterpart.
Brilliant.
Amazing.
I wonder why they're so happy then.
There you go. An urban Pokemon, it is rarely seen in the wild. Yeah.
That's true, man. Catching a fucking Chansey, impossible in red and blue. Mm-hmm. Impossible to catch a fucking Chansey. I think you could only get them in the Safari Zone. And even then, it was a nightmare. You're just constantly finding Rhyhorns and fucking Doduos.
Yeah.
So fucking annoying.
Blissey is just so cute. Blissey and its pre-evolved forms are the only known Pokemon capable of learning the move Soft-Boiled.
Soft-Boiled is a good move. Mm-hmm. I have a lot of fun with that.
And in the Alola region, Nurse Joys are assisted by Blissey.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm interested. I'm a little surprised, I suppose, that you picked Blissey as opposed to Chansey.
Yeah, I just think she's so cute. It looks like she's wearing a little outfit. She has like curls on her head. And I just think she's so cute. I love Chansey and Happiny just the same.
Right.
Where I am in the show, Brock had a Pokemon egg that he won at a contest, and it hatched into a Happiny, and it's so freaking cute. And the thing,
high ponytail.
it's high ponytail, and the egg,
Ariana Grande.
yeah, the egg that it carries around is actually a stone because it doesn't have its egg yet, and it just wants to be Chansey so bad that it needs a stone to pretend that it's an egg.
Yeah.
It's just so cute. And everywhere that you read about Happiny, it's described as a normal type baby Pokemon. Which a baby Pokemon is just so cute.
Yeah.
And Happiny has like super strength in the show. So she like throws Brock into the air like all the time. And can hold up like the weight of all of them. Like the whole team. Just held up by this little baby oval.
Yeah.
Like so cute. The cuteness is just like cute overload.
It's very cute.
Yeah. So I just love everything about Blissey and Chansey and Happiny, but Blissey is my number 3.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Good number 3, Blissey.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My number 3 comes down to, honestly, I think it just comes down to I always wanted one in red and blue, and I wanted to make it really strong, but it kind of always fell by the wayside, either just because like a normal types aren't like super helpful, you know, like when it comes to match typing or type matching or whatever the fuck. And then I'm a cat person. So fucking, I just love them. So my number 3 is Persian.
Meowth's enemy.
Yeah, Team Rocket Meowth's enemy. But yeah, Meowth's they're like not the hardest. They're not like that hard to find and catch in red and blue, but they're also not like the easiest to
Persians?
find. No,
Meowths?
specific. You'll never find a Persian.
Oh, yeah.
But, and then you have to like get it up to like, I don't know what level they evolve at, 28 maybe.
I don't think I've ever had a Persian because I dislike Meowth so much that I never bother with it.
It is level 28. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, it's not, normal types aren't super useful in the video games. Mm-hmm. But I'm not thinking about the video game. I'm thinking about just vibes and a million categories. I'm thinking about nostalgia. I'm thinking about, some of it is based on video games and like, oh, I've had a Pokemon like this and I like it and whatever. They had the move Payday, which was always fun. Just, I mean, making money in the game is not that important, but, yeah, I thought he looked fucking cool. He, obviously, the only Persian that we really saw in the original Pokemon
was Giovanni's,
and it was that super stereotype of, like, here's the evil villain,
and
he's got a cat, and he's petting the cat.
Also,
so I was just like, oh, fuck yes.
When you learn Meowth's backstory,
yeah.
There's, like, a gang of Meowths that are led by a Persian.
Yeah, and fuck that Persian.
Yeah.
But, and that girl Meow. Fuck
yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Persian just looked cool.
Yeah, does look
cool. He just looked like really cool. He was like bigger than like a kind of standard.
It's like
house
an ocelot.
Cat. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was into it. Oh
my god.
Jessica is playing with Jessica. Nope. On the YouTube, you'll have noticed that the camera shifts slightly. Jessica has discovered to play with the tripod that the camera is on. Jessica, please don't. Okay?
This is crazy.
I'd rather you not. I know you.
I feel like we're in a zoo.
It's literally impossible. No!
Oh, no.
Bear with us. Raven had to get up and fix the camera because Jessica's being a total dickhead right now. Because she's stuck under the bed and she has nothing better to do. Because she is just like intimidated by Olive's presence. Like, I don't exactly know what's going on. There's just so many things.
I really feel like we're in a zoo. I can see them all moving.
Insane. Constantly. Just lay down, guys. Everyone fucking chill and just lay down. You guys are constantly moving.
I know. Just sit down. Get away from me.
Okay. Persian. Number 3, Persian.
Notice how there's not that much to say about normal types?
We also are almost 50 minutes in, and we have a whole nother thing to do. And the animals are...
Totally fair. Yeah. My number 2 is a Pokemon that I did not know existed until I saw it in a Pokemon episode. And I just thought it was so cute and random and a Pokemon that I would like to own because I think it's funny.
Okay.
Spinda.
Oh. Olive.
Yeah.
Come on with these fucking... Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Jesus fucking Christ.
Spinda is...
a lunatic.
known as the Spot Panda Pokemon. It's got swirls for eyes.
Yeah, it does.
It's a bipedal red panda Pokemon with rabbit-like features.
It couldn't look less like a red panda, other than I guess the color, but even that is like not.
Great. I know. It's
how dare
it looks more like a panda. I mean,
more
like a rabbit. In the episode, it's just so cute. They meet a girl named Claire who has one, and I remember thinking, like, out of all the Pokemon, like, why do you have this Pokemon? And it's cute because it has these swirls for eyes and these swirlies on its ears, and when it walks, it like wobbles, like drunk walk, like when you wear the drunk goggles. And it says, like here it says, it has dizzying, confusing, and scattering dance-like movements, although it thinks it's walking in a straight line. These movements confuse opponents and make it difficult for them to aim at it.
Oh.
Which is funny.
So kind of a
zigzag.
Drunken boxing.
Yeah.
Style. That's fun.
Teeter dance is its signature move.
Oh.
Yeah, and it lives in the mountains. I just think it's so cute. Multiple Spinda debuted in Going for a Spinda. Ash and his friends had to help Claire find a Spinda with a heart-shaped spot on its forehead. Brock kept finding a Spinda with a broken heart-shaped spot on its forehead.
Oh.
And then it says, much to his displeasure.
I bet.
Yeah, so I just think it's cute. It's really how I chose most of these normal type Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, so that's my number 2, Spinda.
I love that for you. Mm-hmm. My number 2 is a new Pokemon that is featured in Scarlet and Violet.
Okay.
I love all of it. I love all of them. I love everything.
Okay.
That is about this. So it's interesting because it falls into a category with a couple of other Pokemon in the way that it is kind of like multiple Pokemon, but they come together and they work together in tandem to be one Pokemon, similar to Execute.
Okay.
Or Phalanx.
The only one
like
in
the
my head that I
centipede
can
one.
think of is like Wishy-Washy. Washy?
Wishy-washy? No, not that. I mean, yeah, similar.
Or does it schooling?
Yeah.
big
It's
fish?
very weird.
Yeah.
So, okay, my number 2 is Mousehold.
Ah, very cute.
Mousehold. And I also fucking love Tandemouse.
Yep.
I love it so much. I love them. I love that they're like just very like Disney looking, like just little dots for eyes. There's no mouth. It's just a nose with little whiskers. They're all white. They have the little ears.
Tandemouse is interesting because Execute is like multiple things that are connected. Like they're one unit. Isn't Tandemouse like 2 mice that like maybe are holding hands?
You're thinking of Executor.
Okay.
Execute is multiple eggs.
Ah, you're right. So it's more like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mousehold, when your Tandemouse evolves into Mousehold, it can either evolve into a family of 3 or a family of 4.
That's so funny.
So you either have one little kid or 2 kids.
Yeah.
And I think that's fucking hilarious. My first one, it was a family of 4, and I was so pumped. It can level up at level 25, but only in battle. You can't just like give it a rare candy to hit level 25.
Okay.
It has to get that from battle. And then it's so fucking cool. Oh, actually, interesting. Evolving into a family of 3 is actually much more rare.
Oh.
1 in 100 chance.
Oh, wow.
I thought I was the cool one for having a family of 4. No, apparently that's normie as fuck.
I love when you find out you're not the cool one.
Thank you so much for that. It happens often. Yeah, I just love them. I think they're so fucking cute. It's the only Pokemon capable of learning the move. Population Bomb.
Wow.
It's pretty funny. It's a multi-strike remove. But yeah, I think that's really funny.
Very cute.
They also are the only Pokemon known of learning the move Tidy Up, and I don't know what that does really, but yeah, Tandemouse and Mousehold, I fucking love them. I just think they're so stinking cute, and having like a little family,
yeah, they're really cute,
really fun. I thought that was a really cool idea, and I was like really into it. I only wish that I had found them like earlier in the game.
Yeah.
So that I could have like made them regulars on my team.
Understandable.
But the way Sword and Shield, or excuse me, Scarlet and Violet work is so weird with like the semi-open world concept.
Yeah.
And I only say semi, it is open world, but the idea of like, I mean, you can go to the psychic gym first. You're going to get your ass kicked because they're level 50. And that's just how that is.
Yeah.
You kind of have to go to the grass and the bug ones first.
Yeah.
Unless you want to train up your Pokemon and then crush the grass and bug gyms and have no fun with it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's more fun if the battles are slightly closer.
Yeah,
if I'm just
it is.
if I'm fully annihilating, then what the hell is the point?
Yeah. No.
But anyway,
some drama.
I know that they got a lot of criticism for that game, even though there's obviously it was a huge grossing game. Like, it did well in terms of profit and stuff, and just here she comes.
Whenever Jessica is by me, I just feel her wanting so badly to unleash chaos.
She is an agent of chaos.
Yes. Okay. Are you ready for my number one?
I'm ready for your number one.
That's my drum roll. Ditto.
Ditto almost made my list and then didn't make my list.
I recognize all of the restrictions of having a Ditto in battle in the games, where it wouldn't be super clutch, but in real life, I would love to have a Ditto.
Yeah.
I think they're so cute. Every time it appears in the show, I love it. I love its dot eyes. I love when the Ditto struggles to transform, and then it is the Pokemon
its face
with dot eyes.
Yeah.
I love when Ditto first appears, and it's like a circus performer girl that has Ditto, and her Ditto is super small, and she calls it Mini Dit, and it's so cute. It's just like a miniature Ditto, which is just extra cute. It makes the perfect plushie. Like, if you've ever seen a Ditto plushie, because it's just a blob.
And sometimes they turn inside out to form
another
Pokemon with dot eyes. Very good. Or
so
I
cute.
love in some of the artwork. And some of it is fan created, and some of it is from actual Pokemon company, where they have a picture, a landscape picture with a bunch of Pokemon, and there's just one with dot eyes.
Yes.
And you're like, I think that Rhyhorn's a fucking Ditto.
Yeah. In Ultra Moon, something interesting just happened. I just caught a Ditto, and it was weird because I walked into a building. Whenever I go to a new area, I just see all the buildings I can go in, and I go in all of them. And now I walked into a police station, and I walked up to the first guy, and he was like, hey, my partner over there is acting really weird. Something's got to be wrong with him. I don't know. And I walked over to the partner, and I, clicked A to talk to him, and he just went, blah, 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 blah. And then it, the thing for battle spun, and it was a Ditto.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god. And then I caught that Ditto, which was really hard to catch.
That's really cool.
And then...
wasn't Ditto in, Pikachu Detective Pikachu?
Yes, as a villain.
It was a huge part of it. Yeah. That was really cool.
Yeah. Love that movie. But yeah, love Ditto. So cute. Love a blob.
Ditto is sick. Ditto is amazing.
Yeah.
Ditto is a great number one choice.
Yeah, my number one.
I love that for you. My number one for normal type, again, goes back to Gen 1. I love it so much. You also notice that all of my choices have been strictly normal type. No double typing in my list.
Okay.
My number one is Tauros.
Yes.
I fucking love Tauros. Tauros was another one that was kind of hard to find and hard to get. Wasn't that hard. It's just a little hard. You go to the Safari in Red and Blue, and it was just you just didn't come across it often.
Right.
It was just a low RNG or whatever. But yeah, I fucking love Tauros. I think they're fucking badass. They have a lot of high attack. Their speed can be pretty high, and because they're normal, they can learn a billion different kind of moves. I had Tauros who had Thunderbolt, Flamethrower, Extreme Speed, and then I don't know, Double Edge or some shit, or Play It Rough, and it was just my Tauros is amazing.
Yeah.
I
Tauros is
loved him.
Tauros is cool. It's a badass.
So cool.
Yeah.
I do not like the new types.
The different types of Tauros.
I like the colors.
Yeah.
Having an all black Tauros is fucking sick.
Yeah.
making it fighting type, while like logistically it probably makes the most sense out of all of the potential types you could do. What?
Yeah.
No, thank you. Now it's just weak to a million more things. Like, why did we do that? And then I know that they did, like, between Scarlet and Violet, like, they have the one that's like water and the one that's like fire. Where do you find those?
I have no idea.
I've Googled it too, and it's like, yeah, when you find a herd of Tauros, see if one of them has like blue splotches on it. And I'm like, I've never seen one in the wild.
Yeah.
I cannot for the life of me find the Tauros that is water, or because that's the one that's in my game. In Scarlet, it's the water one. In yours, it's fire one. But it's just that pissed me off.
I can't ever find
But
anything,
normal Tauros, just normie. Fucking original Tauros is my jam. I love that guy so much. I love having one on the team.
Tauros in the atmosphere.
Yeah, bring it on. Bring it on. Come on.
Very good.
Thank you. Yeah, that's my number one.
That's a great number one.
I appreciate that. I really do love a Tauros. They're so cool. Cool. So now we are getting into my favorite type in the entire game. I always say this, that if I was a gym leader, this is what I would want to be. Even though that, like, logistically it would suck, because, like, people would just be like, sick, I want to bring a psychic Pokemon, and my fucking poison types would get their asses kicked.
Yeah.
But whatever.
They've been showing a lot more, though, in the show. Like, I'm in the Diamond and Pearl seasons. They talk a lot about, like Ash will go up against, like, someone with fire-type Pokemon, and he'll be like, oh, fucking water type Pokemon. Here I go. And then the fire type gym leader will be like, yeah, I knew you were going to do that. And I have XYZ ways around it.
Yeah.
And so they talk a lot more about that. Like, you can't just assume the match thing will, like, it gives you an advantage for sure, but don't assume you'll win.
Yes.
Because, you know what I mean?
Totally agree. And if we were doing these lists in a different way, and if, like, the context of these lists were, like, strictly battling, then my lists would look completely different.
Fair.
But because that's not the case, and I'm just straight up being like, which poison Pokemon do I like?
Yeah.
These ones.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, I totally get that.
You know what I mean? Like, these 5 probably wouldn't be that strong as a gym leading team.
Mine would be strong.
Oh.
I picked this group of 5 as, like, one I picked for cuteness, but the rest of them we came to fight.
Oh, interesting.
I came to be intimidating, and I came to fight.
I came to intimidate. I came to fight. Mine would be okay. I just think that, like, a psychic Pokemon would legitimately take me out. Like, one psychic type, and I'd be like, oh, I'm fucked.
All right, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first for this one. My number 5 is a poison dragon type based on a type of seahorse that I fucking love. And it is weird to say out loud because I don't know how to pronounce it. Dragalg.
Dragalg?
Dragalg.
Okay.
D-R-A. And then Galg. G-A-L-G-E. Dragalg.
Okay.
Is it Dragalgy? Like algae? Maybe?
I don't know. The show keeps surprising me with its pronunciations.
Yeah, tell me about it. So, it's called the mock kelp Pokemon because it's not actually kelp and it's not a grass type, so I guess that's why it's mock kelp. But anyway, it looks like one of those fucking
sea dragons?
Sure. Like a seahorse that looks also like kelp.
Yeah.
And I love him. And I had one in Sword and Shield that was a total fucking badass. He had shit like he had dragon moves, he had poison moves, but then he also, I think for some reason I was able to teach him thunder.
Ooh.
Which was sick because you find him in the water.
Yeah.
But because he's poison and dragon, he has no water. Like he's not a water type. But then obviously I also think so. Yeah, I had him. He had Hydro Pump, Thunder, Sludge Bomb, and some kind of dragon move. Insane.
Yeah. Very powerful.
Insane. He was so powerful. I fucking loved him so much.
That's a great choice. It's a great Pokemon design also. And
I nicknamed him Kelpo.
Very good.
Yeah. I should have named him Dr. Kelp. Diet Dr. Kelp.
How am I supposed to eat this pizza without my drink? Very good. That's a great choice.
Thank you so much. That's my number 5. Starting off strong with Dragalgi or whatever.
Have you checked that we're still recording?
Yeah. I have it up most of the time.
Great.
Normally I pull up like a page of the Pokemon you say so that I can be like, oh yeah, it says here.
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore because I'm scared to be away from the recording page for too long.
I am also scared for you to do that. Okay. My number 5 is Overquill. The pin cluster Pokemon. Overquill is the evolved form of Quillfish. It is dark and poison. It is a huge, like, blown up pufferfish with huge spikes.
Oh.
All over its body.
Only the Hisuian.
Yes.
Quillfish.
Yes.
Gotcha. I was like, I don't think Quillfish evolves. I was really confused.
Yes, the Hisuian. One day I'll learn how to pronounce that. Quillfish.
It's such a fucking stupid word. But yeah.
Evolves into Overquill, which the Japanese translation into English is hairy man. It's a large spherical
I see.
Pokemon that resides in the sea. It's got tons of spikes. Like, it'll fuck you up if you bump into it.
It does look terrifying, yeah. It also straight up has a Q on its tail.
It does.
Wild.
Yeah, it says its large tail appears flat with a black outline and purple inside with a pattern that resembles a Q. Overquill has a very aggressive personality, which has given it the nickname the Sea Fiend. And I love this. Its diet consists of poison.
Wow.
I read that and I thought about people who are like bodybuilders who are like, I fucking eat eggs, raw eggs. And
you thought poison.
Gain.
Poison.
And I thought of this Overquill being like, I fucking eat poison. I sleep poison. I am poison.
It makes me think of, when you say that, it makes me think of, and Dad, if you're listening, this is a deep Everybody Loves Raymond cut. There's an episode of Everybody Loves Raymond when, you know, his brother Robert?
Yes.
You know how he dates that woman Amy?
Yes.
There's an episode where Amy's family is meeting Robert's family, like the parents, and I forget the actor's name, but he's very, very funny. He's like a famous super famous actor. I cannot remember his name though, and I'm not gonna look it up, so deal with it.
Okay.
But Amy is smoking a cigarette, like she's really stressed out, so she like smokes a cigarette, and Robert, like the parents walk in and Robert covers for her and says like, oh no, it was me. I was the one smoking a cigarette. And Amy's dad is like this, they're supposed to be like these uber Christian, like holier than thou, self-righteous pieces of whatever. And he also like, I guess he deals with like youth, like he's like a youth pastor or something. And he looks at Robert and goes, why don't you just eat poison? And that, the way he says it has always stuck in my head.
That is a very random deep cut.
It is. It's literally, why don't you just eat poison? So funny.
That's what Overquill does, and I love it.
Amazing.
Yeah. So that's my number
awesome.
5.
All right. Very cool. My number 4 didn't make my grass list because of other Pokemon beating it out, but it is going to make my poison list. This was a hard choice. I almost picked Vileplume, but I didn't. I instead went for the starter Pokemon, and instead of going normally, you know me, I pick the final evolution almost always. This time I did not. I actually picked the first form, first stage, because I think it's fucking adorable, and it's the Pokemon that I always choose when I pick red and blue. Bulbasaur. I love Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
I really do. I'm one of those weird people. Everyone, like, if you look at the stats, people pick Charmander.
Yeah.
That is the most picked Gen 1 starter, without a doubt. And then, pretty much after that, it's close between Squirtle and Bulbasaur, but I think Squirtle beats it out also.
Yeah.
No one wants to pick Bulbasaur, and I'm like, you guys are dumb. Bulbasaur is amazing. His stats are a little bit lower in terms of the other Pokemon, but those first 2 gyms are going to be wicked easy when you have a Bulbasaur who has Razor Leaf or Vine Whip on your side. Not to mention, it evolves at level 32 instead of 36 to its final form. But, yeah. And in the original game, I don't know if they did dual typing or how that worked or anything. I'm pretty sure Bulbasaur was just grass. But they have recently changed that, I guess. And
interesting.
He's I don't know how recent. They maybe they changed it in Gen 2. I have no idea. But or maybe it was always grass and poison. I have no fucking clue. All I do know is that it's grass and poison.
Bulbasaur is cute.
Bulbasaur is cute. I love the little guy. Ivysaur is fun.
Ivysaur sometimes I think looks the same as Bulbasaur.
It looks remarkably similar.
Yeah.
It is slightly bigger.
Yeah.
And it has like more of a tree on its back as opposed to a bulb.
Venusaur looks tired.
Venusaur is a tired frog boy.
Yes.
Yeah, when you play those Pokemon games where you can have your Pokemon out with you, man, watching a Venusaur run
oh my God.
is the wildest thing.
That's so funny.
Because it moves like a frog and it fucking blows your mind.
I love it.
It blows your fucking mind. Cool, yeah, that was my number 4.
Okay.
Number 4, Bulbasaur. I love that little guy.
I like that rhyme you just threw at us.
Thank you.
Okay, my number 4 is Skrelp.
Oh, interesting.
The pre-evolution of Dragalg. I picked Skrelp because it's cute. It looks like a seahorse that's wearing a little hat.
Yeah.
And it's got mean face.
It does.
And it's just like that.
Yeah.
It is the mock kelp Pokemon. It's poison and water.
Oh, it does start as water.
Yes.
Interesting. That kind of I've seen that happen before. I find that kind of stuff very interesting.
It says Skrelp is a poor swimmer and gets easily washed away by storms. It rides seaweed as a form of traveling the ocean, which is just so cute. It camouflages itself as seaweed to hide from enemies.
Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. That's like real biology. Shit.
Yeah. Its main source of food is rotten seaweed, which it uses to create poison.
Wow.
Skrelp are known to coexist well with Delmise? Oh, that's the one you hate.
Well, I like the Pokemon. I think that it should be water.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my number 4.
Skrelp is good.
Skrelp is cute.
Skrelp is good.
Yeah. I like it.
Wow.
I like that we both went there.
Very nice. Okay, my number 3. We got a classic. We got sometimes an enemy, sometimes a friend. Actually, it was only really a friend to the good guys in one particular episode, and it was not fully evolved at the time. But anyway, when it was on the Island of Giants, I don't know if you remember that episode. But anyway, we have from Gen 1 a poison type that I've always wanted to have, but often I have Blue, Pokemon Blue, and it's not fucking found in Pokemon Blue. It's only in Pokemon Red, I think, which is such garbage. But okay, anyway, my number 3 is Arbok. Arbok.
Its noise always sounds like Charbok.
I know, I wanted you to be able to know what
I
I was
yes.
saying.
Yeah.
But yes. Arbok is my number 3.
Interesting.
Giant Cobra Pokemon, fucking looking.
I cried in the
badass.
episode where Jessie gets rid of her Arbok.
Honestly, I hate that Pokemon does that because it's like you never have to get rid of Pokemon.
Yeah.
You never have to get rid of Pokemon.
They just keep doing it every time
they try and make it like
they move regions.
I know, and they try and make it seem like it really makes sense. Like if they don't get rid of this Pokemon, then like bad things will happen. Where it's like, oh, I'm not just like throwing away my Pokemon. Yeah. It needs to protect this forest.
Yeah.
And it's like, what was happening with this forest before you came around? Like this forest was just completely fucked.
That's what happens with...
Thank God trainers are willing to get rid of their favorite Pokemon so that they can save the environment. How about we call on our government to do something?
That's what happens with Jessie's... That's what happens with Jessie's Arbok. They encounter like a group of captured Ekans.
Mm-hmm.
And she like tells her Arbok that the Arbok needs to watch over the Ekans so that they don't get captured again.
Yeah.
And it's like so sad, and you're like...
And it's like, yeah, that's
Arbok.
super cute, and that's a good reason to have a Pokemon leave, I suppose. Or also just have it not fucking leave. Actually, maybe I don't know. I get it. Fucking.
I know it is sad, but interesting. Arbok.
When you're creating worlds, like when it comes to like fictional writing, it's such an interesting thing because like part of you wants to like put conflict in the world so that the heroes have things to overcome. Mm-hmm. But then when you're like creating your own world, you're like, actually, I don't want there to be this conflict because like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Like I played D&D a lot, right? And like, I have one, my friend Megan who plays with us, like in both of our games, her character has like 2 completely separate settings and characters and everything. But both of those characters have like a connection to homelessness or being unhoused, I think is the PC way of saying it. One, because she just comes from, she has parents and everything, but like they are really big into adopting. So they like any kids in the neighborhood who are like, don't have a house or someone to feed them. They will, what are you doing? Listening. It looks like you're holding your breath. I was just confused because you were like,
oh, just
okay. Sorry. I was just like just like look like a puffer fish. I was like, what am I doing? Anyway. And then in the other one, she comes from like a bad household and whatever. So being unhoused and homelessness is like a thing that she has brought up in both games. And both times I wanted to just be like, there isn't really that much homelessness here, actually. Like in my world, the government helps enough and there's enough housing and we're able to... We
don't have that conflict.
We just don't have that as a thing.
Yeah.
But then I also don't want to take that away from her character as like in the one she wanted to like help build an orphanage, and in the other one she wants to help fund the whole house. Actually, I took the whole house from, I think it's in Chicago, and I stole it and I put it into my magical version of Manhattan. But yeah, it was just like one of those things where I was like, yeah, I guess there's homelessness, and I was like, wow, that's a bummer. I don't really want there to be, but I also don't want to take this away from her character in terms of growth and character arc. You know, things like that are so weird because it's like, I'm playing a game with all women. So like when I'm pre-writing and I'm like coming up with ideas, sometimes I'll be like, oh, maybe I'll have a character who's like a bad guy, who's explicitly a bad guy. There's no ambiguity, and maybe they're a little bit of a misogynist. And then I'm like, yeah, I don't want to pretend to be a misogynist in this way. Like I don't want to have role play that character. Yeah, you don't want that. Because then I have to come up with like, what are they gonna say? And I'm like, I don't want to do that. It's one thing to have like, I don't know, a character just be a dickhead. Like I have one character who's Peter Ducey, the reporter from Fox News. He was a bad guy in my story, and his name was straight up Peter Ducey, and his token on the board was, I literally just found a picture of Peter Ducey, and it was like, yeah, he is from the corrupt newspaper company that, lies and twists stories and all that kind of shit, and
Weasel News.
He's a bad person. It was called The Honey Tongue.
I was close.
You weren't.
Is it my turn?
Yes, it is your turn. Sorry for the large rant on creating worlds. That's what I mean. It's just weird. I don't think you have to go as far. Like, on the other end of the spectrum is George R. R. Martin, who's like, no, there has to be incest and rape. And it's like, okay.
He does do that.
There really doesn't, though.
Yeah.
He's like, no, but it's like medieval times. There was incest. And I'm like, yeah, there weren't dragons, though. So, like, chill on it.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I understand some of the dilemma of, like, you want a world that has conflict. It can't be a perfect utopia. Otherwise, what the fuck are the heroes going to do? Just, like, go out and forage for vegetables so that they can make a great vegetable pie. And it's like, what are we doing? So there has to be conflict. But I don't know. It's interesting.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, sorry. What's your number? What are we on? 3? Number 3.
Sneasler.
Yeah. No.
Sneasler evolves from the Hisuian Sneasel when exposed to Razor Claw during the day. She's the free climb Pokemon, which is weird. She's very tall and lanky and silver and has these massive claws and an Ariana Grande ponytail. And she's fighting and poison. She resembles both a cat and a weasel. I like her because it says, due to its severe poison and deadly physical power, no other Pokemon species could defeat Sneasler in its habitat.
I'm talking.
I'm
not getting any juice. There's a light switch behind those kimono things. So annoying.
Yeah, it says no Pokemon could defeat Sneasler in its habitat.
Wow.
Like, she's so powerful.
That's really cool.
Unlike its counterpart, Weevil, who I don't like.
No, neither do I.
It prefers to live alone instead of living in packs. Yeah. A special Sneasler is worshipped in Hisui.
I know. What was the point of making that continent name the hardest fucking word to say? Hisui. Hisui.
Once I find out how to pronounce it, I'm going to be annoyed. Due to her being descended from one of 10 ancient Pokemon who received a blessing from Arceus.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I didn't get through Pokemon Arceus because I got bored, but she seems like a badass, and she's my number 3.
Wow, that's a good one. Yeah, there are a lot of Pokemon that I will never see because they're so specific to Arceus.
Yeah.
It's a real shame. But I also fucking hate saying the word Hisui. I hate it so much. I really want the Zoroark from that game. But
it's on my Switch. You should try playing it, see if you like it.
I probably won't, though.
Okay. What's your number 2?
Yeah, I believe we're on number 2. So my number 2, I picked the middle stage in a 3-stage evolution. There never was always. Originally, this was the final stage, which is why I picked it, because it has more nostalgia in that sense. But I also do have the final stage in Sword and Shield, and it is a fucking tank. Like, it's so goddamn good. I love it so much. Mine specifically. I've maxed out its speed. It's like the fastest Pokemon that not literally, but it's up there with like one of the fastest Pokemon I have. It's an absolute badass. I have incredible moves. Like some really good flying moves, some really good poison moves. I have one really strong bug move, which comes into play every once in a while. But anyway, I digress. My number 2 is Golbat.
Okay.
I love Golbat. I love him so much. And it's interesting because this is something that came later in life for me. When I remember playing Red and Blue as a child, and only because of the sheer number of Zubat that you come across. like every cave that you're in is a fucking nightmare where you're getting bombarded with Zubats, and they're annoying because
in
like
Ultra Moon it's like that too.
Sometimes they won't run away. Like if they're the same level as your first Pokemon, they won't run away right away, and they fucking supersonic you every 5 seconds. So even if you're trying to just like I'm just gonna grind and like level my Pokemon up.
Yeah.
Well, get ready to be confused every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And constantly hit yourself, and it's so fucking annoying. I hate being confused.
Yeah.
But later in life, I realized, actually, I love them because they're dope. If you have a bat who's your friend, it's so cool. Plus, I really like the color scheme and stuff. That color blue is very fun. It's very like whimsical in terms of the specific shade that it is.
Yes.
And I just love it. I love how big his mouth is and how it's like 100% always open.
Yes.
I think that's really funny. I like how big it is. Like, I think that's kind of interesting. Just like it literally is like
a big boy.
A pretty big fucking Pokemon. It's a 5 foot tall bat.
Yeah, huge.
That's fucking intense. And then when you level it up with high friendship, it does become Crobat, who is 5'11", so 6 foot tall bat practically.
Crazy.
The biggest reason that I chose Golbat over Crobat is they changed the color scheme, or they flip-flopped
Oh,
it.
yes.
So like Zubat and Golbat, blue body, purple wings. Crobat, purple body, blue wings, and it's not even the same fucking blue. It's a slightly different blue. What the fuck were you guys thinking?
Yeah.
So goddamn dumb. And it doesn't necessarily look like... I like Crobat. I'm not trying to shit on Crobat. I'm sorry, Crobat. It doesn't necessarily look like they really improved on anything. Like, it, you know how sometimes, like, if you knew nothing about Pokemon and you just put Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur without saying their names, and you were like, put these in order, you would nail it. Everyone would. Yeah. Right? Just about. If you had any common sense, you would get it. You would just be able to put them in order. Charmander, same thing, right? Now, if you put Zubat and Golbat next to each other, easy as pie. You throw Crobat into the mix, and I think some people would be like, oh, you made a mistake. This doesn't even go here.
Right. It doesn't follow the flow.
Yeah, it disrupts the flow so much, which is why I had to choose Golbat over Crobat.
I get that.
Even though I do love Crobat, and I will always have a Crobat in my games that I play.
In your heart.
In my heart, but
yes,
Pokemon designers royally fucked that one up. Man, did they fuck that one up. It makes me so sad because it could have been so fucking cool.
That's totally fair. Very good.
Anyway, also shiny Zubat and shiny Golbat are bright ass green.
Wow.
Yeah, and they have like light pink under their wings.
That's cute.
And then shiny Crobat, same thing. They totally fucked it. God damn it. Like, I just don't know why they were like, oh, let's totally flip the color thing. So I was like, what? They don't even look similar, man. Ugh, it's so stupid. Anyway, what a bummer.
Crazy.
But yeah, that's
Cute.
my number 2. What is your number 2 poison type?
Venonat.
Oh, great pick. Venonats are cute. They look fuzzy.
Venonat. I pretty much love any Pokemon that is spherical.
Yeah.
It's a purple fluffy sphere with feet and little T-Rex hands. And these big giant red eyes that I imagine if this were a real life creature would be scary and I wouldn't want to look at it.
Yeah, for sure.
But in the anime, they don't
in a cartoon form
zoom in on the eyes, so it's less scary.
Right.
And it's got these tall antennae. It's so cute. It says Venonat can be found in dense temperate forests. It sleeps in the hole of a tree. It sleeps throughout the day because the small insects it feeds on only appear at night. Venonat and its prey are attracted to bright lights. It evolves into Venomoth. Its Japanese translation is Kongpang. It is bug and poison type.
Yes,
I don't
it
normally
is.
love bug Pokemon, but I think Venonat is super cute.
That's fun. You didn't pick Venonat for bug?
No.
Interesting. I picked Venomoth, which is why Venomoth didn't make my list for poison.
Yeah.
I had to look up a couple like that. There were a couple that like for example, I had to not pick Drampa for normal because I had picked him for normal, I think, or excuse me, dragon. I think I did at least. But yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Venonat is great. I like the theories that Venonat should have originally did you know that Venonat at one point was going to evolve into Butterfree?
Oh.
Because they look at their eyes, they look so much more similar.
Yeah.
The colors, like everything makes more sense.
Oh, Venonat.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
It's very cute.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's my number 2.
That's a good one.
Your number 1.
My number 1,
Which
we
I
all
know.
saw it coming. It's my favorite Pokemon of all the Pokemon, Muck. Mm-hmm. I just love the big boy. I love him. I love Ash's really Muck is what really made me fall in love with Muck. But yeah, I just fucking love Muck. I think he's so goddamn cool. He, I think, is like number 1 on probably being like underestimated or being like probably like actively disliked by a lot of people. Like I'm sure, I don't know. I wonder where Muck falls on like in terms of like a popularity contest for like people who play Pokemon. But I fucking love Muck. I just think he's super cool.
I love any Pokemon that's a blob.
I know, and it's always so hard for me because like sometimes like when I was replaying through Violet and Scarlet, I was like one of the points of me doing that was like I want to do it differently, so I don't want necessarily all the same Pokemon. So instead of starting with Fuecoco, I started with Sprigatito. And instead of going to the bug gym first, I went to the grass gym first. And I was just catching different Pokemon along the way. Like I got a Flamigo really quick on. I got one of these. I didn't catch a Fido really quickly. I was just trying to be like slightly different. But man, when the time came to catch a Grimer and evolve it into Muck, I couldn't help myself. I had to do it. I was going against the Fairy camp, and Poison is good against Fairy, and I was just like, I can't imagine doing this without a Muck.
Oh yeah.
Even though I don't need a Muck, I can find other things that Fairy is weak to. I have Steel and Poison types, but I couldn't do it. I need Muck. I need Muck in my life. He's the greatest. He's just a fun big ass blob.
He is so cute in the show.
Yeah, he's so much personality. And that's really what it comes down to.
He just like is a dog that jumps on your lap.
Exactly. If it weren't for Ash's Muck, I shudder to think where we would be today in our relationship.
That's fair.
I don't want to think about a world like that.
Don't think about it.
And so I won't.
Good.
So that is all I will say on Muck, my greatest big boy. I love him so much. God damn, if I was a gym leader, I would be a Poison gym leader. Muck would be like my third Pokemon that I would throw out. Yeah. Because it's 100% poison, so it has some clear weaknesses in that regard. But I would also Muck as well as Vaporeon, at least in Red and Blue. It's not necessarily true these days. But in original Red and Blue, the only 2 Pokemon that I'm aware of, at least, could learn Acid Armor, and it was Muck and Vaporeon. Yeah. And Acid Armor was the move that increased it would say, like, sharply increased your defense. You would use it, like, 3 times. Your critical hit, and it would be like, bing. Yeah. And you'd be like, hell awesome. Yes, dude. Like, I'm fucking unstoppable. Or Muck can also learn Minimize. Yeah. Which increases your evasiveness. So you could make a Muck that's just like impossible to damage and hit and stuff. And then you just throw in some like really powerful poison moves or like hit them with a toxic so that they're like badly poisoned, which does make a difference. I didn't think that it used to when I was younger. I just thought it was like wording. Yeah. But it does more damage every time it's like hurt by poison. But yeah, Muck. Very good. Muck, number 1.
Look.
My favorite
Great
Pokemon
name,
of
too.
all time. It is a fun name to say.
I love it. Very good.
Thank you.
All right, you ready for my number one?
I'm ready for your number one poison Pokemon.
Grafaiai.
Ah, yeah.
I love Grafaiai. When we first got Scarlet and Violet, I was so psyched. They released like a little trailer about this Pokemon. It's got like, it's the toxic monkey Pokemon. It's got like paint on its long ass fingers, and it, just like paints on like graffiti. It just like paints on trees and stuff. It's got these big ass ears, and I love regular eyes. Like in real life,
it's such an interesting
so
Pokemon because they definitely took a ring-tailed lemur and an eye and combined them. Because there are some characteristics where you can't necessarily just go, oh, that's an eye.
Yeah.
Even though it's in its fucking name.
Yeah.
The word graffiti and eye are combined. And the finger thing, some of the other little descriptors make it an eye, but the coloration of its face and its tail to me are like,
ring-tail lemur.
That's 100% a ring-tail lemur.
Yeah.
I remember we used to argue about this.
It's just so cute. It's the only Pokemon capable of learning the move Doodle. It evolves from a Shroodle. And I love it. I would love to have one in real life. I think they're so cute and they can become so powerful.
Yeah, they're very cool.
Yeah, I love it. Grafaiai, excellent new Pokemon design.
Grafaiai is great.
I love it. Olive?
I have a Grafaiai in Scarlet, and I named it after my personal graffiti tag name.
Slug?
Slug. Where the S is a $.
Slug?
Slug. Never Slug, actually. That sounds like a slur. Strictly Slug.
Okay.
Just don't break my bench. I
have to go.
Okay. Well, gang.
I have a race I have to get to.
Okay. Thanks so much for listening to this another episode of Hessy and Maven. Please check us out on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok and all of the places. Hessy and Maven, one word. That's always going to be our name as long as we can help it. And we won't be on Twitter. Fuck Elon Musk. I heard that he might be thinking about having a Twitter podcast-y kind of thing, and I'm just absolutely fucking no. So thank you so much for listening to this episode of Hessy and Maven. Please check out our YouTube. We have video versions of our podcast as often as we possibly can. You'll get to see Raven dancing at this exact moment. And definitely remember to follow us on Instagram. That's where you're going to find the most accurate updates and announcements and episodes, and where we ask questions and all different kinds of fun things like that. But we also do have an email address, hessyandmaven@gmail.com. Please check out all of these different things. Thank you guys so much. Please tune in next time where we talk about something else.
Bye. Bye. Bye.